All right, welcome to the Power of Networks lesson. This is one of the lessons that I really enjoy talking about, probably because over time I've been able to build a really strong network and it has established the way I actually can access feedback, recruit people, test out ideas. And so I'm going to share with you some of the things that I think are some of the best practices in doing so. It's really critical to have a strong network because especially in the early days as you share your idea, if no one knows about it, then really doesn't matter. Like your solution won't be recognized, they won't find it organically. And so having that network allows you to take that first initial step to really getting the right kind of feedback, identifying potential customers, and also getting advice on how to go to market, which are all things that we'll talk about. Today, what we really need you to do is think about your current network, what you can do to kind of maximize the potential of working with your network, gaining credibility, and eventually landing your first customer. So, here are three buckets to think about as you look to grow and improve your network. One is thinking about your first customer and your 10th customer, how to access your first 10 customers and how to reach them and what to expect, different ways you utilize an advertising channel and what works and how to grow your audience. And finally, we'll help you build your network map, which is a methodical approach for you to kind of build circles of relationships and amplify your network over time. Over the 25 years I've been in this business, one of the things that I noticed after talking with thousands of educators and having trained hundreds of educators to become consultants, customer service reps, account executives, and salespeople is that this is the one area that educators often have trouble embracing in the beginning. And I want to remind you that as you start your business, getting those first 10 customers is crucial. It gives you important information to iterate on your product. You'll learn the whole process, the sales process, and go from creating a lead to all the way to implementation. And the thing that a lot of first-time entrepreneurs make a mistake around is just doing massive blasts, emails, or thinking that just going to a conference or having a booth will allow you to uh, gain customers. And what it really takes in the beginning is you making direct contact to your first set of networks or your first connections. And in order to do that, you need to have that elevator pitch to hook that conversation. In order for you to get your first 10 customers, a good ratio to think about is 10 to 1. So in order to get 10 customers, you kind of need to make 100 contacts. You have to reach out to 100 people that you can directly contact. And so if your goal is to get 10 customers, getting those 100 contacts is really essential. Of those 100 contacts, there's a way to think about how to break that down, just so that this mental model will help you know what to do with each of these buckets. The first bucket are going to be the people that might respond immediately, and they'll give you the right kind of feedback and even be excited about your product and even talk to you about buying the product. And that's a small percentage of that group. But they're doing that because you have a really good relationship with them. You have a track record. You have a history of a professional history with them, and that might allow them to initiate that trust just because they're excited about the product as well. And so that's that first elevator pitch and the champions that you've created through the buzz. The second group are also your close network, but oftentimes they just need another reminder, right? Something distracted them or they didn't see the email. Don't expect that everybody's going to respond to your contact outreach right away. And so what you need to do is follow up with them again, just to make sure that they got the information that you sent them. Sometimes they might have been on vacation and you just didn't know and they forgot to respond. The last group, and this will be the majority of the people you reach out to, other things came up, it's a low priority, or they don't think the timing is right and they didn't respond. And what you really have to think about is some sort of drip communications mechanism, right? How to continuously keep them updated on what's going on, because at some point, because they're part of your first set of connections, they're going to respond to you. So it takes a lot of discipline to have consistent follow-up, and sometimes emotionally you might feel like you're bugging people, but usually people will tell you if you're bugging them.